Hello there everybody and welcome back to Pokemon Ranger! So in the last part we helped out this woman get it so that she could get inside her apartment. And we also took care of a Venonat who just so happened to be living inside of that apartment at the time. And now we are still currently in the middle of helping out a woman named Teresa to find and capture all of her Skittys. Now so far we have found 2 of them. Now we just need to find the last 3. Now, and speaking of Skitty, yeah, this old man says, yeah, there might be something up with the trash cans that are literally right next to a store. Yeah, now if we look at it, yeah, it looks like just a plain old trash can for that one. But then as for the second one, yeah, you may have heard that. It says meow meow. Yeah, I wonder if there's a Skitty inside of that. Now, thankfully, we can easily just utilize the Snubble that we got earlier, so that we can knock over that trash can. So then the Skitty shows up. Yeah, finding that one is actually a lot more simpler than you would think. Yeah, but anyways, everyone. Now, as we are just continuing to search for the rest of this, oh yes, right. Now for over here. We have MC Arena, which essentially acts the same way as the MC Fielder. Yeah, you know the guy that we saw back in Ringtown? He says that his challenging was not quite ready yet. Yeah, the same also goes for this MC Arena guy too. Yeah, and there is another minigame that we can actually do, but we cannot do that until much later. But anyways, and now as we are just continuing to search for the rest of the Skittys, I guess I forgot to say, now there is something that I forgot to mention while we were going through that last video, was that Venonat was actually our first instance of a Pokemon that chase after you. Yeah, now we're actually getting to the point where there are gonna be some Pokemon that are going to be chasing you down. Now, some Pokemon are easier to avoid. Than others. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, and here we go. And now we have this house where Teresa actually lives. Yeah, and along with her husband, who he says that she barely knows that he's even alive. Yeah, because of all the Skittys that she has. And so now, and speaking of which, yeah, there's this one Skitty who's just so happened, yeah, who is just essentially just hanging around the fountain. Yeah, it was just minding its own business. And speaking of minding its own business, now we have Ludicolo! Now, these Ludicolo can be a pain too. Yeah, mostly because of that one attack that they do there. Yeah, the concept of them just utilizing the music notes to dance. Yeah, especially, yeah, that can be annoying. Yeah, especially when you're just trying to do loops around it. Yeah, especially when you think you've gotten close, but then nope. But then nope. Ludicolo will just keep on dancing again. Yeah, but anyways, now we have you saying, there's nothing to do. I'm probably the most busy guy in the world. Of course, any job, but as busy as a Rangers isn't for me. Then I don't know why you are complaining about. Anyways, what about you? Alright, at night, you can hear music playing in the Dusk Factory. It sounds like a band practice, but between songs, you can hear people shouting slogans or something. Yeah, yeah, definitely keep that in mind for when we actually get to the introduction of that band. Yeah. Let's just say we're gonna be seeing them. We've seen that particular band quite a lot in this game. Oh yeah, and now we have this woman says that the Dusk Factory is literally over towards to the right side of the city. So it is not exactly a not exactly a faraway trip, but just so you can actually get to it. Oh yeah, you see over there? Yeah, I think we see a Skitty right on the other side of the gate. So we're gonna have the Meowth, cutting her. So we're gonna have this Meowth, cut it down. But then as soon as Skitty notices that it's been cut down, it's then just gonna start walking off. But anyways, what are you saying? How would you like a lifestyle surrounded by flowers and Pokemon? Yeah, you definitely are a florist, considering as you just said that you really love to be surrounded by flowers. But anyways, now as we go towards this way, towards the Dusk Factory, we have you again, Lind. We haven't had any success finding the whereabouts of the Go Squad. Hi. Huh? What are you doing? What are you doing here? What's that? Joel asked you to keep watch over Falls City? Yep. Let me get this straight. You're a Ringtown Ranger, but you're patrolling in Falls City? Apparently. Apparently. Well, that's, awesome. That really helps us out a ton. We'll find that Go Squad somehow, so yeah. We'll be counting on you to take care of things in Falls City. Yep, surely we will indeed. But anyways, now unfortunately the entrance to the factory is completely blocked off right now. So unfortunately we cannot get access to this place just yet. Yeah, not just yet. But anyways, my name is everyone. Now let's go follow the pathway where that Skitty went. And then, as we go in towards this area, now here's where we meet this guy with a Machoke. Keep that noise down, Machoke. What a useless Pokemon. What are you going on about? Hey, you! What do you think you're doing here? Get lost if you're not authorized. Jeez, what's your problem? Huh? You feel sorry? You feel sorry for that Machoke? What's it to you? What we do with our Pokemon is none of your stinking business. Yeah, it's definitely not our stinking business yet. Yeah, but anyways, now with that scrap metal that we saw down there, yeah, that is another target clear that we need to utilize the move Burn for. Yeah, but for that one we needed to utilize two Burn. Yeah, but that is something, like I said, is something that we cannot do just yet. But anyways, now with that said, now that we found all of our Skitty, now that we found the remainder of our Skitties, now let us head on back to her. Excuse me, jeez. Anyways, now let's make sure that we don't get us pumped off again, like we did last time. Yeah, I still can't believe that freaking happened. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Oh, my lovely, lovely Skitty are all back with Mumsy Wumsy. Now, aren't you good? Mumsy Wumsy is very much impressed. Thank you, sweetie. Yeah, you're welcome, man. Maybe next time pay attention to your husband, too. Oh, my precious, precious Skitty. You mustn't give Mumsy Wumsy a scare like that again. Now, let's go home. Line up, single file. Yeah, apparently she's got these Skitties very well trained enough that she can actually form those Skitties in a single line. Yeah, just freaking look at them go. Yeah, even though they really want to get on my couch line, but then, Yeah, they can actually form a single line. But anyways, now we have you. You're a Ditto, right? I'm one of Professor Hastings' assistants. I know you're very busy, but we need your help at the lab. Could you come with me, please? The lab is this way. Yeah. The lab is actually in the same building that I actually decided to not exactly enter to because, yeah, I obviously knew that we were actually gonna be doing like a little bit of an assistance here. So, but anyways, now let's go see what she wants. Ditto, please, may I ask for your help? I need to find something in the basement, but it's pitch black down there. It's impossible to look for anything. I asked the professor for some advice, and he told me that I should look you up, Ditto. Please help me. Could you do something to light up the inky darkness of the basement? Well, since we got nothing else to do, sure. That's great. Thank you so much. Oh, by the way, the professor asked me to pass on a message to you. These are his exact words. In the lighthouse's basement lives some Pokemon named Staryu. They get the help of the Staryu to illuminate wherever it's too dark to see. Yeah, very convenient, huh? That was the professor's message. Please, capture a Staryu and bring it here. Again, very convenient that the professor gave us that info. Yeah, literally, yes, we were just about to help out his assistant. Yeah, but anyways, and now here we are once again. I'm back to where we started. Back at the harbor of Fall City. So yeah. Now we essentially have gone full circle now. Oh yeah, and speaking of full circle, yeah. If you recall these Wingull and Krabby from before, now we can actually start catching them. Now as for these Wingull, yeah, they aren't exactly all that complicated again. It's just a matter of you have to be sure that they get on a much more lower ground. So then you can actually start catching them. Then as for these Krabby, they do take a few more loops for you to be able to get them. And they will start off the battle by attacking you. So yeah, essentially just to keep that in mind. But anyways, yeah. Now if you recall here, the Snorlax that was here woke up and wandered off somewhere. It's finally cleared the way for people to get to the lighthouse's basement. Yeah, the very same, a Snorlax, who finally freaking woke up. Yeah, and actually wandered off. But like I said before, we're gonna see that Snorlax quite a few number of times in this whole playthrough. Yeah. But anyways, well, now we can head towards the lighthouse's basement now. Now, before we get to that, we're gonna be talking to some more of the citizens to see if they have anything important to say. And speaking of which, one of them actually said, yeah, now that a little kid actually mentioned some Pokemon trainers. Yeah, that is actually one of the few times within the Info Ranger series that they actually mention the Pokemon trainers. Yeah, but however, consider that there is not a single Pokemon trainer to be seen within the Ranger series. Yeah, meaning that we're not gonna see a single one. But anyways, now for that assistance, now the professor said that we're gonna be seeing some Staryu, but we only see one down here. Yeah. But anyways, what now is for the Staryu here. Now, whenever you're just about to do your capture loops, yeah, that's when the Staryu will start them spinning around. And I would say that right there is probably your best time to be able to do your loops. Yeah, considering that, well, yeah, considering that these Staryu really do move really quickly. Yeah. Yeah. And considering that when they attack, they actually do move more slower. So I would say, yeah, when they attack, that's when you're gonna get your best shot to be able to do your capture loops. But anyways, everyone, now for its area target move called Flash. Yeah, it is essentially what we were told is that they light up dark areas. Now I think Staryu. Excuse me. Now I think Staryu and one other Pokemon actually uses Flash. Now I forget if this is true or not, but we shall see as we go on for the game. Now, but anyways, now I caught this Pichu because once we're done lighting up the basement, something major is gonna happen literally once we're done. So make sure you are fully prepared before you actually go back to the lab. And so next part, I'll see you guys next time.